Greetings to Dr. Maisa Tuliza and my fellow friends. Today, I'll be presenting an overview of our activity called Heritage Hub, Celebrating Malaysian Roots. Let's begin with the key details of this activity. The theme for this activity is People and Culture, and it is designed to focus on the students' writing skills, and it specifically targets Form 2 students with a low proficiency level in English. To make it visually engaging and organized, students will be using Canva to prepare their poster for this activity, and it will be done individually. There are two objectives in this activity. First of all, it is to ensure that students can create descriptive words to express their ideas. Second of all, it is to encourage students to brainstorm their ideas in this activity. Thus, this activity is designed not only to improve their language skills, but also to make the students feel comfortable and not overwhelmed. By allowing them to use their L1 during brainstorming ideas and transitioning it to L2 in their writing, we can create a supportive learning environment that boosts their confidence and reduces anxiety.
Now I will be presenting the pre-lesson stage for this activity. The purpose is to activate students' prior knowledge by recalling and familiarizing them with Malaysian cultures and the 5W1H method. It is also to provide a clear understanding of the activity using translanguaging. The mini lesson will begin by teacher displaying images related to traditional Malaysian cultures, and students will be asked if they recognize the culture shown in the picture. Then, students need to think of adjectives relatable to the pictures. They are allowed to give responses in L1. For example, as shown in picture number 1, it is a girl wearing a red chongsam, so they can give adjective like berwarna merah yang cantik. Even though they are allowed to give responses in L1, they are also encouraged to apply them in L2 as well. Next, for the 5W1H method, the students would be using this to draft their work. Hence, before that, the teacher will explain the functions and how to use it.
Moving on to the activity description. The Heritage Hub activity is designed to encourage students to explore and celebrate Malaysia's rich cultural heritage by creating a poster based on an assigned cultural theme. This activity is aligned with three theories, which is cognitivist, constructivist, and sociocultural theory. Now let's get into the steps. This activity will be carried out in the computer lab, where the teacher will set up the computers and project a spin the wheel tool to allocate teams. Students will first log into their Canva platform using their school account credentials to access the necessary tools for designing their posters. To assign teams, the teacher will randomly call 4 students at a time, ensuring they represent different ethnic groups. This approach promotes diversity and prevents repetition of ideas. The spin the wheel tool will assign one of the 8 cultural themes: traditional clothing, Malaysian festivals, your favorite local food, traditional games, my ethnic group, traditional music and dance, legendary local stories, and famous landmarks from your hometown. Each theme will be assigned to 4 students. For instance, in the Form 2 Kenyalang class, Arwin, Cik Wan Hanifi, Chong Mei T, and Joseph Anaktawan might receive the Malaysian Festivals theme. This step aligns with the socio-cultural theory because it fosters collaboration among diversity and emphasizes the role of social and cultural interactions in learning. By intentionally selecting students from different ethnic backgrounds to work on the same theme, the teacher promotes cross-cultural interaction and the exchange of ideas. Even though students are not formally working in a group, the setup encourages informal discussions and knowledge sharing, especially during the brainstorming phase in their shared language L1. This reflects Vygotsky's principle that learning is a socially mediated process where peers contribute to each other's understanding within a culturally meaningful context. Once teams are assigned, The teacher will distribute poster guide papers tailored to each theme. These guides will help students organize their ideas by answering 5W1H questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. To provide further clarity, the teacher will project two example posters to inspire students and demonstrate the expected outcome. Students will first write their draft responses in Malay or in their L1, using the guide as a framework. After completing their drafts, they will type the content into English L2 to create their final posters on Canva. The theories aligned with this step will be cognitivist and socio-cultural theory. As for the cognitivist theory, the connection is visible via scaffolding examples, as the teacher projects the example posters to provide a mental model of the final product that eventually aids students visually to have a clear reference point. After that would be the bilingual transition, whereby students draft in their L1, leveraging the existing cognitive schemes before transitioning to English. This scaffolding bridges their prior knowledge and new learning. Next, the social-cultural theory connection can be seen when language is used as a tool, whereby using L1 for brainstorming and L2 for their final product reflects Vygotsky's idea of language as a mediating tool in cognitive development. Following with that would be teacher as a facilitator. The teacher provides guidance, instructions, and feedback throughout the activity, acting as a more knowledgeable other (MKO) to scaffold student learning. Continuing with the fourth step, the teacher will ensure all instructions are clear before allowing students to begin their work. Students will then proceed to write their responses based on their assigned themes and design their posters. Within this step, students are also allowed to discuss with their peers in L1 to find out even more information about their theme. Then they will have to do their posters in L2. Example layouts for themes such as traditional games and Malaysian festivals will be shown, illustrating how students should approach their 5W1H questions in L1 before transitioning it to English for their final product. With this step, there are some connections with cognitivist theory. The first one is the use of 5W1H framework, as this guide helps to organize ideas into sections based on the question, which ultimately helps students process and structure their thoughts systematically. This aligns with the cognitive principle of organizing information into meaningful chunks for better understanding and recall. Next would be the step-by-step process, as when breaking down this activity into smaller and attainable steps aids students in cognitive process and to stay focused. Not only that, there are several connections with constructivist theory as well, beginning with authentic learning, as this activity rooted in Malaysia's cultural heritage, which is meaningful and relevant to students' real-world experiences. Next will be student-centered, as the students actively explore their assigned cultural themes, guiding their own learning process by researching and organizing their thoughts. Lastly would be critical thinking, as when they answer 5W1H questions, it requires students to think critically about their themes, arranging and study the information before presenting it. After that, the students will have to inform the teacher once they are finished, and the teacher will download the file and help to project it in front of the class for the students to present. During presentations, students will have to speak in L2. Lastly, after everyone is done, the teacher will upload the pictures in the Padlet platform and give the link in the students' WhatsApp group class chat. From there, students can review their friends' work and comment on what they think about it. In this step, it aligns with social-cultural theory, whereby the Padlet review shows that sharing work on Padlet encourages peer-to-peer interaction and feedback, extending learning beyond the classroom into a shared digital space. This multi-phase approach ensures students not only acquire knowledge but also develop collaborative, critical thinking, and linguistic skills through this Heritage Hub activity.
Moving on to conclusion, This activity effectively integrates the principle of translanguaging, where students are encouraged to use their L1 during the research and draft out their idea. And constructivism, students build knowledge by researching cultural stories, applying their prior knowledge of narrative structure and creating something new from their foundation. Next is cognitivism, where this activity encourages active cognitive engagement as students analyze their story structure and organize their ideas and make decisions about how to present the material effectively. And last but not least is social cultural theory, where students share their cultural knowledge in a group context, negotiate meaning, and learn from one another's cultural perspective, fostering a collaborative, culturally rich learning environment. Plus, this activity also will help students to participate in the discussion and express their ideas better using the L1. So, this switching and blending language can stimulate more thoughtful reflection and understanding of complex ideas, where translanguaging facilitates deeper cognitive engagement by enabling learners to access their full linguistic repertoire, leading to more thoughtful reflection on complex ideas. The process of switching and blending languages allows for clearer expression of ideas, encourages the exploration of concepts from multiple perspectives, and supports metacognitive reflection, all of which contribute to enhanced understanding by promoting flexible thinking and enabling more creative cognitive connections. Translanguaging becomes a powerful tool for stimulating reflection and fostering comprehension in multilingual contexts. That's all from us. Thank you.